you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you step by step on how I made this beach resin wall art. Do you want to see? Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so this will complete my beach resin project. I had already showed you guys the cutting board and then the kind of flop on the coasters and the tray set. This is the one that I'm so excited about. And to be completely honest, I started with this one first. This one I wanted to wait and show you last because I'm so proud of it. The final result I couldn't be more happier with. Well, I could have achieved a little bit more cell and lacing with the waves that I was trying to achieve, but I didn't know what I was doing. This was my very first time ever trying anything beach resin. I did the geode one like a few months ago and I thought, oh, I got this. No, I didn't have this. So if you would like to just see step by step on how I put this whole thing together, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I did mess some things up, here you go. This board is actually longer than my entire table, so I had to put 2 pieces of cardboard to kind of extend it out. And I did make sure that it was level before beginning, so I know everything is going to be able to set evenly. I just put it on top of these little plastic stands that I bought off of Amazon, and I'm gonna go ahead and just paint it all white now, and then we can start working with resin. I'm going to use this to paint the board white and the sides. It's just a regular acrylic white, and I got this at Michael's. I have my cups, my stirring sticks. I have these 3 colors that I'm going to be using. One is a dark blue, one is a teal, and then one is a white. So those are the 3 colors that I will be using for this project. And I have my heat gun. This is the resin that I got for this particular project, and everything that I'm using here will be linked down below if you want to check any of it out. But this will be the resin that I'm using as well. So let's get started. So first I will be painting it all white, doing the top and all 4 sides, and I do 2 coats as well. Okay, so these are the 3 different sands that I'm going to be using. I bought this one from Michael's. It has like a little bit bigger granules, where how like this one is super fine. So I'm mixing both of those, and this one has a pretty glitter in there if you see that shine. Same with this one, it does have sparkles in it. So I got this dark brown so I can mix that in it to make it look like it's like wet. So it'll make it a little darker. So right now I'm just trying to experiment and like adding it to see how it's going to look. But these are the 3 different sands that I will be using. I have these shells that I'm going to be putting in the sand. Now I'm going to start mixing the resin. I do equal parts of A and B. Please make sure you do read your instructions on whichever resin that you are using, being mindful to the temperature that you need to pour it in. Mine always says between 75 to 80 degrees, so make sure it's not hotter or colder. It will not set correctly if it's in any other type of temperature. Also, make sure you are in a well-ventilated area and have proper respiratory protection on when working with resin. I always wear gloves and a mask when doing this. Also, when working with resin, when you are mixing it, go really slow. Slow and steady wins the race is what I always say. You want it nice and mixed with no bubbles, and you want it crystal clear. Now I'm just adding in the sand to the clear resin so I can start doing the sand work first to get that dry, so then I can start working on the water. So I'm just laying this down, kind of working my own pattern. No rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of laying it down so I can start to get the sand in the way that I would like it to be. And now I'm placing the larger shells down. Inside of this one, I did turn it upside down. I wanted to put a little bit of sand in there. I'm also going to put resin. I want it to look like the water kind of fell in and it's still collected inside of the shell upside down. After I have everything down, I go through with the sand and just lay it on top so I can kind of get a dry sand look. The resin has already cured enough to where the smaller shells are not sticking, so I just mixed another thing of clear resin. I'm putting down the little message in a bottle, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this to all the smaller shells so I know they're down and secure and nothing will fall off. I added a little bit more resin to the inside of the shell, and then I added the darker color sand to the mixture to make it dark to look wet. That I'm going to put right on the inside. I'm going to make it a thinner layer as well. I just want it to look like it is a different layer where the sand has been wet, and you can tell the difference between dry and wet is what I'm trying to achieve at this point. I also use the heat gun in between to pop the bubbles. It also warms it up a little bit to make it easier to move it around, especially right here where I'm trying to do a nice thin layer. It helps move it around a lot easier. I am also taking the wet sand out through the edges so it'll continue on each side as well. I will do the dry sand later, but right now I am packing on the sides to make sure that the sand does roll over through the edge. In this one back corner, I do have a few rocks piled up. I wanted it to look like there were some rocks in the deeper part of the ocean. So I did paint underneath it so you won't see any white showing in between the rocks. So that completes day one. I'm going to now let it dry for 24 hours. Now it has dried for 24 hours. I'm going to go in and start working with the water, but here is a close-up of how the sand cured overnight. So I have mixed 3 different cups full of clear resin, so I can do 3 different colors. One will be a deep dark blue, one will be a medium teal, and then a light teal. So I'm going to lay the darker color first, then the medium, and then the lighter color. And I just use my hands to kind of mix the colors together to make them blend. And then I use the heat gun to pop any bubbles. Right about here was mess up number 1. I tried to put some more resin down, but I guess it was already set, so it kind of was like a slimy glob. Now I have to literally try to get this whole glob off of the board. And yeah, so this is where the first one messed up, but I did get it off the board enough and added a little bit more clear resin to the top. So in the end result, you do not see this mistake. Now I am actually taking the resin and rubbing it on the sides so I can make sure that it looks like it's complete and it follows down the sides as well. Okay, so I'm a little upset because my camera is not showing the true colors. This is literally like a beautiful teal and then a lighter teal. There's even some green where this gray looks. So I don't know, but my phone is not picking up teal whatsoever. I can do this and you can kind of get, nope. I have no clue. It won't pick up teal. I don't know. But that's the circle I painted blue to put the rocks there. I am gonna have white like waves coming around them, so it'll kind of be blended in, plus it kind of makes it look like it's a little bit deeper. And then yeah, I'm just totally disappointed in what I see in the camera versus what I see in real life. Like I'm really disappointed in how it's coming out like through the camera. It looks way better in person. My camera is doing no justice. It's looking all blue. And it's not all blue, I promise. This is the closest picture that I could get that actually could show a little bit of teal, but still not doing true justice. So I let that sit for 24 hours, and now I just mixed up another set of darker blue. I'm putting clear over the whole entire thing, but I do want to put some more darker blue right back here in the back corner to kind of blend that in so it doesn't look like there's just one blue circle just sitting back here. And then now I'm going to mix in some of the white to start working on the waves. This will be the first layer, and then I will let this cure for 24 hours again and come back in tomorrow and do some more white waves. And here is going to be mistake number 2. Sometimes I cannot leave well enough alone, and I was trying to push the wave out to make it look a little better, and what I did is I actually kind of burnt the resin to where it started globbing up and gooing up again. I then tried to put some more resin on top to fix it, and I got the same result with the glob falling. I literally started freaking out at this point. I even ran inside trying to grab rubbing alcohol, trying to do anything that I could to get this off. So I did the best that I could. And the end result, again, you don't see it. You can't blame me for trying though. I'm still literally trying to get some of this off, but it's not going to come off. And now I just need to make some more clear resin and put on top of it to try to hide it. I then mixed up a separate cup of resin, just clear, and I added in the sand so I can start globbing it on the sides. So again, it will continue down all 4 sides. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm just packing it on the sides to try to get it to stay. Now that that has cured for 24 hours, we're gonna go in and we're gonna add some more white. I am gonna add this powder to it this time to see if that helps. I added clear resin over the whole entire thing, and then I added the white to it so I can start adding some more waves. For the waves, after using the heat gun, I go in with a blowtorch to try to get some type of cells and lacing. "24 hours later, this is what it looks like now. I am going to do one more layer. I kind of want more to come in this area. I want another wave to come up through here and then maybe drop down through this area a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more white, and then I do need some more clear to cover up mistake number 2. This is how the whole sides did dry. It looks really good, and it actually kind of matched with the other sand. So I think it looks really nice and now complete. So starting again today with clear resin, I'm gonna go ahead and put it over the whole entire top, and then we're gonna add a little bit more white. I did add a little extra over here for mistake number 2, and now after today's top pour, you do not see it at all. Now I'm going to go in with this wireless Dremel, and I'm going to get all these little nubbies underneath that dried, because right down under here, yep, that is how it dried. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this Dremel so I can get those off so it can go flush against the wall once it's hung. And this is the finished product. I am so glad that I added that extra blue to that back. It just blends in and it doesn't just look like one dark blue circle over here hanging out. It actually makes more sense and it blended in perfectly. I did ask our niece to take this photo with her new iPhone so you can see a better image with the teal. His sister also took this with her new Samsung, so I thought that would kind of show you a little bit difference because mine was not showing the true photo. And our niece also recorded this for me as well with her new phone. All right, you guys. So that is how I completed it. Again, my end result, I am extremely proud of myself. I didn't get the cells and the lacing like I thought, but the ultimate result, I am so proud of myself. Like, that thing is large and in charge. It's so big. When I was sending little videos or photos along the way to some of my friends or family, they didn't really understand how big it was until they saw the picture of me holding it. And they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, it's like 4 feet long. It's a big one. But that's just me. I just tend to just go for it instead of trying first. I did that one little sample thing and I thought I was good to go. So I tried to do it again. And I already had told myself to leave it alone. It's done. But I'm actually glad I did do it again at the end because not only did I fill in that one area that I messed up, the one top corner. So me putting that last layer, because right before I put that last layer, you could see like 1 or 2 little bumps still from that catastrophe in that corner. So when I put that last top coat over it, it covered it like perfectly. It now is so smooth. It's straight. You can't even see or feel where I messed it up. So I'm glad. And at one point when it wasn't showing the teal, I tried to take it outside to take a better photo, thinking maybe if I take it outside in different lighting, it'll show the real teal color. And in doing so, I dinged the side of it and hit the door. And I took all the resin off of the top in one area. But then when I added that extra dark to that one corner to make that one end look more deeper blue, I covered it. So most of my mistakes were covered up and they're not seen, luckily. Luckily, I get lucky. I definitely got lucky. So this whole entire project I had made for my man's mom. If you didn't catch that in the other videos, basically what I did is I said, hey, I have a surprise for you. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I have a few questions. Beach or geode? Because I really wanted to try a beach scene. I just thought I could do it. And I knew I was comfortable with the geode scene that I had just completed with my big wall art that I did. So I said, beach scene or geode? She said beach. And I was like, okay, silver or gold? And she said gold. I'm like, okay, I'll put gold around, you know, the coasters and the tray with the gold handles for that. And then with my mom, she said geode and silver. So my next project, I'm going to make something a little bit smaller. I had explained already, I'm going to make a small board, like a geode thing to mail to her. And then the coaster and the tray set to mail to her. So that one will come soon when I get a chance. It's just so hot right now that I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it because you have to use resin between 75 to 80 degrees. And right now it's over 100 degrees in just the shade. In my garage where I was doing it, it's like probably 120 to 125 right now in there. So there's no way I can work with resin currently. So it might be a little bit until I can get to that project, but it will be coming at some point because I definitely want to get that done so I can get that mailed to her. But yeah, so this was the whole set. This completes everything that I gave to his mom. His mom absolutely loves it. She doesn't see any of my flaws or my mistakes. A lot of people probably won't or even notice them or anything like that. It's just in my own head. I'm just like my worst critic. I feel like I can do better than I can. And sometimes I think I got it and I can do it and I flop 100%. But at least this one I was able to save the things that I did mess up on, and again, the end result I couldn't have been happier with. I am so blown away that I made this. The sand is just so realistic. I'm more impressed with my sand work than the water work. I really love the way that I did the sand, on how I laid the extra sand on top, which made it look like it was dry sand with the shells, and then the darker layer that looks like it's still wet, like the water just, you know, went back in. I just really am impressed with the sand work. Like, I think I did really good on the sand. I just need to now learn how to do the waves a little bit better. But in the other videos I did express, I did kind of figure out towards the end what had happened, because the color pigment that I was using was too thick, and so it was falling underneath the clear and not rising up to do the cells like it was supposed to. But again, I didn't get what I was trying to achieve, but I got something extremely beautiful, and I'm extremely proud of myself. So thank you so much for coming along this journey with me, learning this for the very first time, my very first attempt at trying to do beach. I now have it out of my system. I don't think I want to do the beach scene again, unless I do another big, large wall art like I did and put like in my patio or something like that. But other than that, I think I'm going to retire from the beach until I can figure out how to do some waves. I think I need to start practicing. I need to practice waves. But the one I did on that practice board was perfect. So I got it. And I didn't have it. So, you know, there you go. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. So that is everything for this particular video. Again, comment down below and let me know what you thought about it. Your positive interaction means the world, and I greatly do appreciate it, as I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. So until next time, you know that drill. Keep a smile on that gorgeous face of yours, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Crafty crew, out.